Hello my friends, Virus here, and I have had my Switch 2 for a whole week. I know the unboxing came out on Friday, but I wanted to take my time with that because, well, I wanted to make sure it was a good video. And I also wanted to take my time getting to know my Switch 2 and just what it's like as an experience. And I'm going to be going over all of that in this video. My first impressions were that it was much bigger than the original Switch, and I actually like that a lot. The Joy-Cons are bigger, the system itself is pretty big. I'd like to think that the system's about 1.5 times the size of the original Switch. Let me get it real quick. Yeah, I'd say maybe about 1.5 times the size, which is pretty good. The screen is like twice the size though. The screen is beautiful. I'm also a little bit worried because I don't have a screen protector yet, so that's something I will definitely have to pick up. But the screen is very nice. I don't see any difference between my TV and the screen on the Switch 2, which is a good thing. And when you snap off the Joy-Cons, they're very nice in the hand, and the mouse controls are very nice. Actually, often use the mouse controls for the eShop, actually. I don't really use it for anything else, I just kind of use them for browsing. Obviously, it's not as ergonomic and comfortable as a normal mouse, but it certainly gets the job done. And it feels very good in the hand. I like the matte finish as well. It feels very nice, very smooth. The original Joy-Cons were very smooth too, but like this is just like a different, like kind of smooth, I guess. Very, very nice. And I was afraid I was gonna hate the magnets. I still kind of do because over time they are gonna wear down, but the magnets are very strong. I'm holding it like just with like my thumb and my index finger right now, and I'm just shaking it in front of my mic. You can't hear it, but yeah, take my word for it. And I can't pull these off. These are very strong magnets. Gotta give props to Nintendo for that. However, I don't like that they're using basically the same kind of sticks, and I think they're made by the same company that made the original Joy-Con sticks, which are also the people that made the PS5 sticks. And because of that, I guarantee that these will be very prone to drift, and I'm actually kind of scared to use the Joy-Con, I guess. Like, for that reason. Like, I have a Pro Controller, and I can use that just fine. But I'm lamenting the day that I have to send in my Switch 2 Joy-Cons to get replaced. Or repaired, whichever. And now let's talk power. The Switch 2 is so freaking powerful. So much more so than the original Switch. It's night and day. It's not even night and day, it's earth and sun. It runs games at a crisp 1080p and 60 FPS, and that's really all I could ask for. It does support up to 4K, but I don't have a game that supports that yet. And overall, I really like how games look. I was playing Mario Kart World earlier, video very soon. I do want to do like a little first look at Mario Kart, as well as a first look at Breath of the Wild and Scarlet and Violet. I just thought I'd add that in there, that those are future projects that will come in the future. And just playing games on this feels incredible. I really like that in handheld and, I guess, tabletop mode as well. You have that crisp 1080p and 60 FPS. That was seriously lacking from the original Switch, and I love it. Very smooth gaming experience, and I'm very excited to see how future games look. I also like how good of a job the Switch 2 does at keeping itself cool. It still gets pretty hot compared to, like, you know, the original Switch. But to be fair, my Switch does overheat pretty fast just because it has an old fan and I need to get that replaced again. But with this, obviously, since it's a newer console, it doesn't overheat as fast, which I really like, and it does a very good job at maintaining its temperature. But moving on from that, I have not checked out Game Chat, and nor do I think I will like anytime soon, because I'll probably just use like Discord or like just call someone when I want to play something. So that feature I haven't checked out. I also like the buttons on the top. They feel very nice. And I also really like that there's a USB-C port on the top so that you can charge while in tabletop now. I really like that feature. The headphone jack's very good. I was playing, I believe it was Fortnite with some people recently, and they said that my voice was incredibly different on the Switch 2. Like, it basically sounded like how I sound in person, which I guess shows just how good the Switch 2 is at processing audio, which is awesome. Very, very pleased with that. There are some things that I'm missing, of course, for my Switch 2, which is like a screen protector, a case, but those I'll get down the line because I'm mainly just playing at home right now. And I also love that you can play the Switch 2 with Switch 1 controllers. There is a third-party option that I have that I'm a little bit worried about connecting, just because of how brickable this Switch 2 is. I don't want to like chance it just in case. I'm sure it's fine, but I don't want to take any chances, so I've just been sticking to PowerA controllers and the official Switch 1 Pro controller. I don't have a Switch 2 Pro controller yet, but that is on my radar. So what do I think overall? It feels very premium while you're playing. You're very much playing with power. And am I satisfied with my purchase? Yeah. Do I wish I pre-ordered the new Donkey Kong game coming out? Yes, also yes. Which, probably a weird place to put a plug in, but I do have a Throne account. I will link that in the description if anybody's interested. And I do have Donkey Kong Bonanza like on there, if somebody would like to contribute to that. You by no means have to, but it's there if you would like to, and I would very much appreciate it. But yeah, overall, I think the Switch 2 is great. It's very powerful. It's very much what I think people will say as everything the Switch 1 should have been. And I think I wholeheartedly agree because they've been behind since the Wii. And with the Switch 2, it feels like they finally caught up with the competitors at Sony and Xbox, or I guess PlayStation and Xbox. And it feels so nice having a very powerful Nintendo console, capable of playing a bunch of third-party games as well as making first-party games look incredible. And yeah, that was my first week with my Switch 2. I really enjoyed it. I played a lot of Mario Kart the first day that I got it, and I'm looking forward to my time with the Switch 2 because this is just the beginning. I only have Mario Kart World right now, but it'll branch out to other games, like Kirby Air Riders when it comes out, possibly Kirby in the Forgotten Land with like the expansion. I definitely want to get Donkey Kong Bonanza when I get the chance because it looks very, very nice. It looks like the Mario Odyssey of the Switch 2. And overall, I am very satisfied with my purchase. It was pretty pricey, of course. It was $490 after tax. So by far the biggest purchase I've ever made, but I'm satisfied. And do I think you should get a Switch 2? Yeah, if you can find a Switch 2 currently on the market, you should get it. Don't buy into scalper pricing or anything above MSRP, which is $450 or $500 for the Mario Kart bundle, because that just seems like a little excessive to have to pay that much. So I would strongly suggest signing up for the email or checking your local GameStop or Best Buy or Walmart to see if you can get a Switch 2 hopefully soon. And that's the video. I love my Switch 2 so far. I have a lot of Switch 2 videos coming very soon, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new and hit that bell so you never miss any virus content. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Virus out.